Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt so real, you had to stop and ask yourself, was that actually a dream? One moment, you're flying through the clouds. The next, you're talking to someone you haven't seen in years. Then suddenly, you're falling. Your heart races, you open your eyes, and everything disappears. But why does this happen? Why does your brain create entire worlds while you sleep? Scientists have spent decades trying to answer that question, and today, you're about to discover what they know. Meet Alex. After a long, exhausting day, he finally crawls into bed. The room is quiet. His breathing slows, his eyes close. Within minutes, his body begins to relax. But while his body is preparing to rest, his brain is only getting started. Suddenly, Alex finds himself standing in his old primary school classroom. His childhood friends are there. Everything feels perfectly normal. Until the classroom begins floating into the sky, the walls disappear, the desks become airport seats. Now he's walking through an airport without ever leaving the classroom. Then he starts flying. No wings, no airplane, just flying. And somehow he never questions it. Moments later, a giant clock begins chasing him. The sky turns purple. His phone rings. He answers. Nothing. No voice. No sound. Everything begins melting around him. Then he wakes up, heart pounding, breathing heavily, confused. What was that? As strange as Alex's dream sounds, millions of people experience something similar every single night. In fact, the average person spends nearly 6 years of their life dreaming. Before dreaming begins, your brain passes through several stages of sleep. Your heartbeat slows. Your muscles relax. Your breathing becomes steady. Then, about 90 minutes after you fall asleep, your brain enters one of the most fascinating stages of sleep. REM. Rapid eye movement. Although your body is almost completely still, your brain becomes incredibly active, almost as active as when you're awake, and this is where your most vivid dreams usually happen. So, why does your brain go through all this effort? Scientists have several fascinating theories. The first is memory consolidation. Every single day, your brain collects an enormous amount of information: faces, voices, places, conversations, emotions. Before tomorrow begins, your brain has to organize everything, what should be remembered and what should be forgotten. Dreaming may be part of that process, like organizing thousands of files inside a giant computer. Another theory suggests dreams help process emotions. Have you ever noticed that stressful days often lead to strange dreams? That's because your brain may be replaying emotional experiences, trying to make sense of them, almost like free therapy while you're asleep. Dreams may also help solve problems. Sometimes, people wake up with ideas they couldn't think of the day before. Your sleeping brain connects information differently than your conscious mind. That's why some inventors, scientists, and artists have said their greatest ideas first appeared in dreams. There's one more theory that's equally fascinating. It's called the threat simulation theory. According to this idea, dreams allow your brain to rehearse dangerous situations: running, escaping, hiding, surviving, almost like a practice session for real life. But here's something even stranger. Why do dreams feel so convincing? The answer lies inside your brain. While you're dreaming, the emotional centers become highly active, but the part responsible for logic and critical thinking becomes much quieter. That's why impossible things suddenly feel normal. You could be talking to your childhood teacher while swimming underwater, on the moon, and somehow your brain accepts every second of it, no questions asked. Then, morning arrives. Within minutes, most dreams completely disappear. Scientists believe this happens because the brain chemicals responsible for storing long-term memories are much lower while you're dreaming. Your brain simply doesn't save most dreams. That's why a dream can feel unforgettable one moment and vanish forever the next. Many people believe dreams predict the future. But despite countless stories, there's no scientific evidence proving that. Dreams are far more likely to reflect your emotions, your memories, your fears, and your experiences than tomorrow's events. Another popular myth says people only dream in black and white. In reality, most people dream in full color. And while REM sleep produces the most vivid dreams, dreaming can happen during other stages of sleep too. Tonight, when you close your eyes, your brain will create another world. A world built from memories, emotions, imagination, and experiences. You may never remember most of it. But while your body rests, your mind continues one of the greatest mysteries of being human. If you enjoy discovering the hidden science behind everyday life, subscribe to WhyFeelThis. Because every week, we answer another question your brain has been asking all along.